It's real early in the morning. We're headed to Dallas. You know, for the Please Subscribe show to make bagels. All right, so it's March 27th, 6:17 a.m. This guy's going really slow, and we're trying to get on the highway too. All right, and he's braking while he's on the highway too. That's really crazy. All right, so we're going around.
Please subscribe show. YouTube Cole Spivey. Yeah, man.
And welcome to the Please Subscribe show. I'm Cole.
I'm Linda.
And today is, I want to say, I gotta check it out. But anyway, it's the Oscar edition. Give me a second. So today is a special occasion because it's the 94th Academy Awards, and you know how crazy I am about Hollywood movies and things like that. So Linda, you know, I have to actually do food for friends and food for delivery out the Texas Motor Speedway in that area. So I'm going to text Linda while she's at her roommate's house watching it on, I believe it's Channel 8, or it's on some channel. I think it's at Channel 8.
Yes, ABC.
ABC. Linda says that she, you know, she has to. Are you excited about watching 4 hours of it?
No.
Okay, anyway. I basically just want to know who wins Best Picture, Best Actor,
Being honest.
And Best Direction. But that's pretty much what I'm going to focus on this time. And Linda will send me updates. And while I'm out there, I'll be texting her. Last year, I think it kind of worked a little bit.
Yeah, it kind of worked last year.
Yeah, because I never get to watch them. And one of the main reasons why I never get to watch them is because I don't pick up Channel 8. I haven't picked up Channel 8 in like 10 years. So I haven't been able to watch the Oscars while it happens on television for 10 years. But I have been able to stream it on YouTube and get the information that way. I'm not lying about this at all. I have not had the proper antenna for about 10 years, and I even got the leaf antenna where they use that in the military. Still can't pick up Channel 8 at all, ever. So I don't know why. But so Linda's gonna be my eyes and ears.
Yes, eyes and ears.
And you know, I haven't seen Licorice Pizza. The only thing I've seen this year is Pig with Nicolas Cage, and I don't think he's nominated. But I know that Will Smith is gonna win. Everybody knows. He's going to win for King Richard. If he doesn't, then it's going to be an upset. So I know, I'm almost 100% sure if you're out there in Vegas and you're putting money down, put money on Will Smith, he's going to win it for King Richard. I've seen the trailer. I haven't even seen the movie. And all these, I've only seen the trailer. If you know me, I went to the same grad school as Bradley Cooper, so I'm kind of qualified in a way. I had some of his teachers and stuff, and he's been a big producer. So he is going to be up for Nightmare Alley, but I don't think it's going to win. Mostly because it's sci-fi. Those rarely win, although Guillermo did win for Shape of Water a long time ago, but I don't think that Nightmare Alley is going to get it for Best Picture. I'm going for Licorice Pizza just because I'm a fan of P.T. Anderson, but Coda looks good. So Coda looks good. I don't think it's going to go to the Japanese film Drive My Car. It looks like it's kind of a sleeper, and I'm just going by trailers only. But anyway, we'll see. I don't think King Richard's going to win Best Picture, but I think that Will Smith will get it for Best Actor. Now, for Best Direction, I'm going to go with Jane Campion for Power of the Dog. She's a master filmmaker and director and writer. You know, what she did with The Piano is beautiful, and the other films, and there's big fans, a lot of people rooting for her. So I'm going to go for her for Best Direction. Now, it could flip-flop. So P.T. Anderson could get Best Direction for Licorice Pizza. That's a possibility, too. I was thinking that too, so I could flip-flop those two. And then maybe Jane Campion could get it for Best Picture for Power of the Dog. So those could flip-flop easily if you're throwing money down in Vegas or you're making bets on this thing. Not that this is directed towards that or anything, but people do bet on this stuff. But I would probably say that those are going to be big-time winners. We'll have to see. And then Linda's going to feed me the information and see if I'm right?
Yes, of course.
And that's what's going to go on today. Y'all have a good day. We're headed to Dallas to make some bagels. And then I'll be dropping off food for friends. All right, so St. Paul Lutheran Church. Oh, it says something different. The Lord is my shepherd. Yeah, that's from Psalms. They put up a new one. I don't know what the back says though. See it?
Jesus ever came.
Huh.
Overcame.
Yeah, I'll see it when I come back. Probably Jesus overcame. And we know about the post office in Fort Worth and everything. Crazy motorcyclists on the highway. Yeah, there's the post office, founded, or actually built in 1931, went into service in 1933. Wyatt Hedrick was the architect. Baroque and neoclassic style. Pretty cool. That's Fort Worth. All right, it's joke time. It's joke time with Linda.
All right. So, what is the opposite of coffee?
Okay, this is a joke of the day. Opposite of coffee. I would say milk.
Sneezy. I don't get it.
The opposite of coffee
Yeah.
is sneezy.
I liked the one the other day. I'm trying to think. What do you call a big fish that takes advice from another fish but refuses to take it?
Okay, you're gonna have to run this by me one more time. What?
What is a big fish that takes advice from another fish but refuses to take the advice?
So what is a big fish that takes advice from another fish but it refuses to take the advice?
Yes.
Okay, what?
A cod father.
Okay, like I'm gonna make you an offer you can't refuse. Cod
father.
Cod father. I see what you're saying. What is a big fish that gives you an offer that you can't refuse? A cod
Advice.
advice. Okay, advice that you can't refuse, I guess. Cod father. A cod father. Okay, I got it. Like Godfather. Got it. All right. Anyone else or
No.
anything else? Okay. Or any kind of joke?
No.
Okay, fine. And we're headed to Dallas to make bagels. All right, so this is the real joke of the day. Go ahead.
What do you get if you cross a long ranger with an insect?
What do you get if you cross the Long Ranger with an insect?
The masked mosquito.
A mosquito. We had another one with a mosquito joke too. That was one of the jokes of the day. A mosquito. I get it. That's pretty funny. The Long Ranger mosquito.
Here's one with the.
Oh, it's a photo.
What is?
So that's the opposite of coffee.
What is the opposite of coffee? Sneezy.
Yeah, I'm still not getting it.
I'm still not getting it either. Opposite of coffee. Is coffee strong, so therefore you sneeze?
I don't
get
I don't get it. It's strange to see so many Ukrainian flags on both sides of the highway. Of course, they're right next to American flags. I'm just wondering how long that's gonna be going on for. It's actually quite strange. turkey avocado bacon. All right, currently, as of March 27th, 2022, we're in Texas, and we're looking at, well, it went down to 90 Fahrenheit. Earlier it was 93. Once I started driving, it jumped down to 90. And that's mild compared to what it could be. And like I said, today is the Oscar edition, because the Oscars are happening tonight, which I'll be on the road the entire time. But I have a way of getting the information. So as I'm at the Texas Motor Speedway dropping off food at your doorstep, I'm going to be texting Linda to get information about the Oscars, because I had my predictions. Now, first, before I read some articles today, like I said, I haven't seen any of the movies but Pig with Nicolas Cage. I did read about them, and I did watch the trailers. And I'm thinking Coda has a really good chance because of its cultural aspects, and the Academy love culture, especially culture films. It deals with a certain type of culture, and the deaf culture is something that's kind of been neglected over the years. The actress, I just know her name is like Mealy. Anyway, she is great. She was in Children of a Lesser God with William Hurt, and she's a great actress. And so this looks like there's a lot of passion in the signing, a new way of looking at communication, which is, universal sign language. So I think it got its nomination probably because of that, and it might get Best Picture. Now, I didn't put that as my Oscar prediction on Facebook. I actually put Licorice Pizza because it's kind of a personal film from P.T. Anderson, and he's a great director. He's one of our greatest directors that we've had over the last century. Really broke barriers all the way from his early work, from Hard Eight to The Master to, everything that he's done, I'm trying to think the most, Phantom Thread and things like that. And of course, There Will Be Blood, that's kind of out of order. But anyway, I think maybe he has a shot, maybe at Best Director, but I'm going to go with Jane Campion, I think, because of everyone talking about Power of the Dog. Sometimes they'll win. If there's a lot of talk about a certain movie, I have a feeling that Jane Campion might get it over P.T. Anderson. I think Best Picture is going to be between Licorice Pizza and Coda. Like I said, I haven't seen it. So I'm just kind of like going off just looking at trailers, reading articles from the Variety, listening to Film Spotting, which I'll be listening to tonight. And so this is kind of a real kind of shot in the dark for me to find out what's going on, because usually I watch these movies, pulling them out of Redbox. But I had dropped my Netflix this year after I made my move and started budgeting, because I had to budget every little penny. I even watched Prepper Princess, if you ever watch that YouTube channel. Anyway, so this is the Oscar prediction. I'll probably do a lot of talking. Hopefully I'll be able to pull it up into two things. Really what I'm focusing on is Best Picture, Best Director, and Best Actor. And then maybe Best Actress, which I really don't feel qualified to go to the Best Actress because I haven't really seen any of those either. But I know some of the actors. I don't really know. I have met Will Smith, and I'm pretty 100% sure. I would be very surprised if he does not win for King Richard. I think he's going to get it. So I'm putting it down for Will Smith for King Richard, Coda or Licorice Pizza for Best Picture, and Best Direction between P.T. Anderson and our Jane Campion. Okay, so the deaf actress that I was talking about is Marlee Matlin, and she was in Children of a Lesser God with William Hurt a very long time ago. I think it was in the 80s. It was based upon a play, and that's where a lot of the power of Coda is coming from. And I hope to see it go far. Although I did put Licorice Pizza first, just because, man, that trailer for Licorice Pizza is dynamite. It uses like a David Bowie song. Is There Life on Mars? But anyway, it could just been the trailer that got me. I haven't really had a chance to see these films, so I'm kind of embarrassed in one way or another. But I want to do this anyway because I'm kind of an Academy Award fan. You know how some people flip out about the Super Bowl? I kind of like get excited about movies that win and artists that get to talk about other artists, and a lot of writers and stuff like that despise it because they think it's kind of pompous. But I really appreciate it. I think it's kind of interesting and intriguing and at times entertaining. I know Wanda Sykes and Amy Schumer are actually hosting it, and Regina something, I can't think of her name. Anyway, Regina something, but anyway, it looks like a pretty interesting one. And also another thing too is it's not really post-COVID, but it's kind of post-heightened COVID. So we're not at the height of COVID like we were last year, where like no one really even went, which I didn't even really watch it. I know Soderbergh directed that, but I don't know about this year. So I don't know if more people are going to be showing up, maybe wearing masks, being 6 feet apart. Those are kind of interesting historical things that will be interesting to watch as well. And here's a fun fact about Marlee Matlin is she was in Children of Lesser God. It was also based on a play. Okay, so Marlee Matlin is the one that was in Children of Lesser God. This is just a kind of an interesting fact. It was, I believe, Mark Mediff play. He's passed away. He was a playwright. He liked to use the word children in a few of his plays. But yeah, he actually was the playwright that was behind that movie, which is another movie that addressed the deaf culture. Now we have another one called Coda. And there's a few others too, but not a whole lot. We don't have a whole lot of movies that address that culture in a very respectful way. But this one looks good. So I may say Coda is probably going to get it. But I just thought it was interesting to bring up that old playwright, Mark Mediff, and Marlee Matlin, and now she's back at it again with another great production, which I plan to see. Okay, so this year, the Oscars 94th Academy Award will be hosted by Wanda Sykes, Amy Schumer, and Regina Hall. I'm not real familiar with Regina Hall, but I'm sure she'd be a great host. Sometimes these things, when you're like, who are these people? Then they just blow you right out of the water. It was funny because I was watching something about Jimmy Kimmel. He said he was paid $15,000 to do it. I don't really believe that, but anyway, this looks like it probably could be a pretty good Oscar, because after all, you know, the Academy Awards is also a show in itself. So, you know, I wish I could watch it. I wish I could be at an Oscar party. You know, last year I missed it too. I was on the road too. But I kind of like the fact that I'm on the road doing my work, doing my thing, and it's kind of happening without me at times. Of course, every actor or every artist that's, you know, out there always dreams of being a part of it in some way or another, you know. But I'm sure it's very stressful, especially when you got to deal with the tuxedos and your hair and dealing with all the photography and everything like that. It must be an all-day thing, almost like getting ready for a wedding or something. Anyway, I got to make a turn right here. All right, so I got one at a virtual restaurant called Wings Out. And I just found out on CNN that Sean Penn's over there in Poland. And I don't know, what it said was he was going to tear up his Oscar if they don't let Zelensky speak. So, you know, this is kind of an important thing. I think at times actors, you know, even Marlon Brando did it, can bring attention to a media thing, you know, to a frenzy like the Oscars. And it kind of makes me think, it kind of makes me take a step back, because yeah, the Oscars are kind of a game. It's kind of an award thing, and then there's people that are suffering pretty bad. So hopefully they will let Zelensky speak. I think that's a good move on Penn. He does this kind of stuff, though. It's kind of a Brando move, I would say, because Brando, of course, he never wanted to accept the Oscar for Godfather. Instead, he brought attention to the Native Americans, which I think was a good move, because Native Americans were treated like trash, and Ukraine is going through it's pretty bad. I've seen some stuff that make your stomach turn. It's a good thing he's in Poland, but this is a very weird time to celebrate anything, really, to be honest. When there's so much suffering going on, and it's always been going on in the world, but right now these people are being bombed and killed, and it's pretty bad. So I saw that, I took a step back, and I may not flip out so much about the Oscars as I thought I would. I gotta pay attention to Waze right now because I gotta pick up some wings and drop it up at your doorstep. And as you know, it's usually those guys follow around vloggers for some reason. The leaf blowers. All right, so in this one, I'm gonna go ahead and take Sean Penn's side on the whole Ukrainian thing, and the Oscars. So I think the Academy Awards should bring attention to it. I mean, after all, it is an American thing, and there are Ukrainian flags that are flying around. At least in Texas, there are. So I'm gonna have to kind of take a break from it, and I'm kind of glad because I haven't seen the movies anyway. But I am paying attention to this Ukrainian thing daily. It seems like something that we should get on that boat and say, look, these guys are not as powerful as this huge crushing country called Russia. And it's not just interesting, but it's a horrific time, a very creepy time in history. There's some fear out there, even everywhere, but we shouldn't be afraid of that. But we should stand up for the smaller, we should stand up for the weaker, and we should help. So we can do it in different ways. I will announce, though, I will talk about the best picture, and I will talk about best direction, and also best actor, and then maybe best actress, and that's about it. That's all I was really going to do anyway. But Ukraine should be a focus. It should be a big focus right now in all things when it comes to big media stuff.